Hi there, John. Good to see you tonight. What can you say of the evidence cited in the report? Do you think it proves Iran is on its way to nuclear weapons?
Well, that's what's interesting. Despite the media reports that are pro-war, and despite the saber-rattling by politicians, the report says no such thing. It doesn't say Iran's on the verge of having nuclear weapons. It doesn't even say Iran is nuclear capable. What it says is that past 2003, Iran has still been doing research on the information that it would need to reach nuclear weapons, and that it may still be doing so, but they can't prove it. That's what the report says. And by the way, I think we need to back up and sort of pan out here and think about the context through which this report is being released. The United States, no one should be surprised at the notion that the Iranians might have intents to have nuclear weapons. I mean, the United States policy towards Iran strongly influences it towards attaining a nuclear deterrent. If you look at a map of Iran, the United States has waged two aggressive, unnecessary wars on Iran's east and west coast. They constantly flood the Persian Gulf to Iran's south with thousands of Navy warships. They fund with money and weapons, dozens of client states around Tehran. And during the Bush administration and into the Obama administration, the United States has been waging a covert war of cyber terrorism, commercial sabotage, and targeted assassinations of Iranian nuclear scientists. There's a name for that. It's called international terrorism. So in this context, in this environment, we shouldn't be surprised that Iran might be getting information that it needs to protect itself.
Now, Tehran, of course, is countering all this. It's dubbed the report politically motivated. Indeed, it said the Watchdog's Director General's biased towards the West. Do they have a point, do you think?
Absolutely. Mohammed al-Baradei, the previous Director General of the IAEA, stepped down in 2009, and the U.S., especially in more quiet circles, like we found out from WikiLeaks releases of diplomatic cables that were classified, U.S. were practically applauding that the new guy, Amano, is decidedly pro-Western. They said he agrees with the U.S. on key strategic issues, including the Iranian nuclear issue. What the IAEA does is it's an amalgamation of uncorroborated intelligence reports, primarily from the U.S. and Israel. And the fact that the IAEA would collect these together and publicize them in order to sort of, rally against Iran is just, it's unfortunate.
Analysts saying the West just wants a pretext to isolate or attack Iran, and comparisons with Iraq, of course, then can help spring to mind. Do you think the situation could eventually go as far as what happened in Iraq?
It's possible, but I think also if we look at what's going on, in fact, intelligence community in Israel and the United States and even the Pentagon is pretty strongly against going to war against Iraq. It's only the psychotic, warmongering politicians in both countries, like Benjamin Netanyahu and many in the Obama administration, and most leaders of Congress. They're the only ones that are really doing the saber rattling. They're the only ones that actually are calling for, or at least implying that we ought to have a military strike. Israeli intelligence, Benjamin Netanyahu accused members of Israeli intelligence of releasing leaked information about his plans to unilaterally strike Iran. So I think even the more sensible parts of the military and intelligence structure